wrap up Mental Health Awareness Month. We are joined by someone whose story really embodies the power of transformation as well as resilience. Brittany Ehrick is a certified hypnotherapist. She's an inspirational life coach. I'm putting in my IFB here, Brittany. And Brittany, you've turned your life, your experiences into this purpose. Thank you for joining us here this morning. How you doing? I know you're joining us from 3 hours earlier. I think you're in Phoenix area.
I'm doing really amazing. How are you doing?
We're doing great. It's Friday here. We have the pleasure of talking to you and wrapping up Mental Awareness Month for the month of May. What does this month mean to you personally?
Me personally, as an individual, this month is a month where we can spread awareness of how important mental health is. We focus so much on how much physical things we can contribute and how big our house is, but without your mental health, there's nothing. So for me, since I was a little girl, it's been my passion and my purpose to one, heal myself from my own trauma and help others.
I know you and I have been talking earlier this week in preparation for today, and your story starts really young. As a baby, even you were put into the foster care system. As far as your childhood history goes, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I grew up in a small little cute town, and my mom struggled with her mental health for a very long time. And because of that, my mom struggled to take care of me. So once she had me, my Aunt Roxy helped a lot. And my mom dated very abusive drug addict men. And because of that, foster care got called as early as 9 months old. My mom also married another addict. So because of that, I was a ward of the state at 9 months old. And shortly after that, there's CPS reports of me being thrown into refrigerators and just some really bad, traumatic, you know, hard things that we all, a lot of people that I see go through. Sadly, one of the things that I've learned through the last 10 years of practicing is I've heard more traumatic, sad, hard stories than I've heard bright and beautiful stories where people had amazing childhoods. For me, my childhood was the foundation for me to be the person I am today, to serve my community and make sure people know that no matter how pretty you look, no matter how much you're put together, you're someone could be struggling with their mental health. So because of my childhood, I'm very capable of noticing when people are struggling, because I struggle, every day too. I'm human finally. I had a feeding tube for 13 years and it made me feel like I wasn't human. That's why I said that statement.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing enough, though, to have the wherewithal at a particularly young age and then go through it. You've walked the walk and you can share that experience with your patients and clients. But then at a certain point in your adulthood, to have to visit that and work through the wounds of your past. Still an ongoing process, isn't it?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say I'm healed, and I'm so happy for them that they feel that way. But for me and the people I serve, it's an everyday practice, just like working out, just like brushing your teeth. You practice health and wealth and healing. And, I have complex PTSD. I got diagnosed a couple years ago, and it kind of changed everything for me because all my trauma at once hit me. So I wrote my book, I worked through my childhood trauma. I thought I was healed, but then when I had a huge trauma come back up, all of my childhood trauma, my fear of men, my fear of, people using substances, all those things just blew up in my face, and I tried to kill myself.
Oh, wow,
Um,
Brittany.
Years of having all these skills, all these experiences, because I thought I was healed. I saw a therapist, I saw a hypnotherapist. I, was able to box it up until it became this huge waterfall of pain and hurt. And I sat down day of my life and cried it out, worked it out, felt the wounds. And anytime my mind or body needs more support with healing the things I've gone through, I give it the time. And that's how I've advanced through my PTSD and, the suicidal thoughts that came from complex PTSD. Everything just became way too much when my husband left me. I had a brand new baby, a feeding tube. I never thought I was going to be alone. So when I became alone again, it just blew up in my face. And thank God and the universe and my skills and my Nana and Papa and the people around me kept me alive. My neighbors, I would sit at my neighbor's house for hours crying while my son was playing with her 10 kids, just so I could get closer and closer to be serving people, but most importantly, be healed and whole for myself in that moment, because it's an ongoing process, in my opinion, healing.
I want to play this one bit of confessional. You sent me this video, and it's a soundbite, and I believe it's one of those turning points you alluded to, your marriage and your family, and when the darkness hit. Let me play this for you now.
As soon as Taylor told me that he no longer wanted to be married and that he had been lying to me, that's when the PTSD and the darkness and the suicide started to come up for me. Never in my life did I feel so worthless or not loved.
So, Brittany, obviously they're a very vulnerable moment, and thank you for sharing that with us. How did you decide to turn that experience into now your vocation?
Oh, I think I made a decision when I was 12 years old that I was going to use everything I go through, good and bad, to experience life to the fullest and make a difference. And so when life got hard again and I felt like I was drowning, it took a little while, and it took my Nana and my Papa to show me who I was again and God, so that I didn't lose that grip on my purpose. I haven't ever talked about it publicly, so this is my very first time. So sorry.
Oh, no, I appreciate you sharing with us.
So, it just took time and lots of people loving me and lots of therapy and me finally realizing my worth again and realizing that I am more than my trauma, that I belong here, and that my job is to serve my community, because who knows it better than the person that overcame it and pulled herself out of the mud. It was an ugly process. Lots of screaming, lots of pain, lots of negative things because I was told I was worthless. I believed it because it was my best friend telling me. Of 17 years, I met the guy when I was 15. So to pull yourself out of that after losing everybody that I loved, my whole support system overnight was gone. I wrote a book about my family and what they did for me, and then they all just disappeared, thank God, because it gave me strength. It gave me wisdom. I didn't realize it at the time, but I'm a much happier, freer person because I get to be who God made me to be. It's been a really incredible process, from writing your book, hitting your high, hiring a surrogate, finally having a baby, and then everything falls apart into a billion pieces like my clients tell me. And I finally got to experience it. And every day it's still hard, but I choose to grab all the good I can and learn from all the hard stuff every single day. And I just call and have gratitude for my best friend, Deb and Randy, that became my son's Nana and Papa, because without them and clients that called me and checked on me, no one would have known it. I just would have killed myself. Like, after I got the gun, after I put my hand through the wall with a brand new baby I waited my whole life for. If all those people and all the skills I had, and me being someone that is very strong faith that God is still real, and my belief system around taking your life without all those beautiful foundational steps, and all the people that cared enough. I wouldn't be here to take people in this beautiful office and walk them through the journey of life that's so beautiful, but it's also so painful.
Yeah, I mean, Brittany, you're walking through it right now, and I can see all of the feelings come up. This work that you're doing, and tell us about this book. I believe it's called "Everything Is a Choice." Tell us about this book, and I'm going to show some of the pictures in the video that you shared with me here. It's a bunch of labels on your body, or the labels that either we put on ourselves or other people put on us, right?
Yeah, and it's also a workshop. This is my original copy with all my little, it's a workshop. So you put what you're feeling in the now, or the labels, or what you've gone through on the front. And then when you finish the book, you put the words on the back of your body, and you walk away with this confidence and this faith. And it's just a really cool exercise to, one, fall in love with your body and be vulnerable, and two, know where you started and know where you ended. And I still do workshops in the public. I had a huge fundraiser at my house, and I let everybody write their words on my body. And that was surreal for me, because when people put like negative words that don't associate with me, I could feel their pain. I could feel that they are sick of being called, negative words. Like, I'm trying to think of a better word, but one of the ones that resonated with me was someone put slut. And when she put that on me, I was like, it felt so heavy, because that's what she walks around with every single day. And then on the back, she said she's beautiful and she's perfect. And I felt other people's healing through this cover, which was really to bring people into their own pain, their own hurt, how they feel, because we don't always have a mirror to see what's going on without a provider. And I wanted them to have the mirror, so they had that private place to work through their own cover, front and back. And when they finish the book, then they get to choose who they want to be, because it is a choice. Everything is a choice. The good and bad choices I've made have helped me be who I am today. So I'm grateful for this book. I have been writing my second book, but it's a little bit more difficult now that I have a 5-year-old.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you're very busy. A certified hypnotherapist, you've obviously changed a lot of lives and been a very positive influence in people's healing and their own traumas. As a hypnotherapist, how can folks, if they're not familiar with the work that a hypnotherapist does versus a traditional therapist, who would benefit from hypnotherapy?
So usually I get the worst case scenarios in my practice, because they've tried everything else and they're looking for alternative therapy. So if you're coming in, typically people are pretty nervous about hypnotherapy and coaching, because it's not a traditional service that they've heard of, and it's not what you see on TV. That's what I tell people right away. It's all about healing. So it's a calm, relaxing state that you get into, so that you can focus on what you want to heal, what you want to accomplish. Like I hypnotized myself for months to be comfortable even taking a picture in a sports bra, and had to have this on my phone, the before picture, for a whole year to be comfortable. So with hypnosis, it's a lot of people think that I'm gonna, make you quack like a duck. I can only make you quack like a duck if that's what you want to do. But most people come in with one subject: anxiety, weight loss, quitting smoking, trauma, PTSD, disorders. Like, there are so many things that hypnosis can support and guide you to the end result that you're looking for. Some people see me, their lives are just so stressful, and the only way they can take a small break from the day-to-day is finding that relaxing dark place for them, meaning like they literally want it relaxing and dark instead of going to the beach or the spa. And then they are able to recharge in that moment through hypnosis, or they recognize, I've not slowed down ever in my life. I have so much anxiety, but if I slow down and start breathing and practicing just the power of breath, people are able to accomplish so much, because they don't they struggle just to slow down and breathe every day. So if you slow down for an hour to an hour and 90 minutes, that's a whole session. You feel restored, you feel relaxed, you feel like you're on top of the mountain because you just heard and put a memory and placed it for yourself, meaning subconsciously you chose to make this suggestion something that you want to go with, which is I'm strong, I'm fit, I'm capable. For me, with my mental health, this morning when I'm driving over, I'm capable. I've waited my whole life to talk to you. I'm here to serve God's people. I am worthy of anything that this universe has to give me. And those are the things that start to replay over and over in your head. And you go to pick up a piece of chocolate and you're like, I don't really want this chocolate. I want vegetables and fruit. And you take that suggestion and it becomes everything that you've ever wanted. And that's how hypnosis works, is it's the power of suggestion. It's just you finally have all the right combinations and tools to help you accomplish what you need to accomplish, because you get so relaxed and you set aside the day-to-day stuff and focus on that one thing, which could be writing a book. It could be overcoming anxiety. It could be gaining immense muscles and, changing your lifestyle. But hypnosis is just so cool because if you accept the suggestion and it's something you deeply desire, it becomes your reality in moments and days and weeks. People will call me and be like, Brittany, I don't know why I'm eating healthy. I'm like, because I've been working with you for months to stop eating and binge eating.
Yeah.
Because it sometimes just takes a while for it to click.
Right. Yeah,
just
it's like building new, synapses and connections. Brittany Ehrick, appreciate you taking the time and joining me this early hour here from Arizona. If people wanted to seek you out, how can they reach you?
So I have a website. It's Bring Out You, BRINGOUT, the letter U.com. You are also welcome to find me on social media. My company is Bringing Out the Best in You, LLC. And if you would like to add me because you want to follow me personally, all my social media is Cuddlebug Brit, because when I became a mom, I realized I'm a cuddling little mama bear. So you can find me there, but my website can help you learn more about hypnotherapy and the benefits. And if you're looking for someone like me in your life to follow so that you just have that one person supporting you every day, you guys are welcome to follow me on my personal feed. I'd love to, have more people to follow too.
All right, very good. Brittany Ehrick joining us here talking about mental health awareness and sharing her own story and path to healing. It's an ongoing journey, but thank you so much for enlightening us on mental health, healing, and hope. Appreciate you.